Welcome back to Chasing the Target WTC Day 3 for us because we previewed it 2 days ago. So, शुरुआत करे थे. Yesterday we had Virat Kohli. Is there a disturbance in my background, so?
No, you sound really good, bro.
so yesterday we did Virat Kohli versus Steve Smith battle. Today it'll be the battle of the opening pairs: Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, David Warner, and Usman Khawaja. I mean, 100% ये बात नहीं कि इनला खेलने वाले या नहीं खेलने वाले पता नहीं, but based on what we can think of, I think हम लोगों को ये लग रहा है कि this is what it's going to. I know there's Marcus Harris as well, an opening batsman. There's Ishan Kishan who can open as well. There are 100 people that can open, but the thing is that main जो चार दिख रहे हैं, frontiers दिख रहे. I have with me the man who is the most excited, and hopefully we have bearing good news next week. But yeah, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much, man. I really missed you in the last couple of days. We didn't see you, but I hope you had a good time, and it's good to see you back in action.
I was there 2 days ago with the first preview.
Oh, yeah, yesterday I did see you.
I was there one day. I mean, Virat Kohli, Steve Smith, that battle obviously key. And yeah, but it just I wasn't able to make it. But today, we're here. We're going to discuss the batting. How are we looking? I mean, England Ireland ka match chal raha, just to touch on upon things, like it's just a joke. And I think बहुत होशियारी से captain बोला है, और 30 all out भी कर लो, हम लोगों को मसला नहीं है. We're more, I think that's the perfect excuse that you can give. What did you find about the wicket? Do you think it was too flat? I mean, मेरे को तो दिखा it was a flatter wicket. I mean, there was movement on offer, but it is genuinely a flatter track than what you can see.
I think opponent wise, अब देख लो, so उन लोग तो bundle out हो गए थे. Even if it was a flat wicket, उन लोग भी मारते थे. It was a good wicket. I mean, good to bat on, but 580 overs में बहुत ज्यादा मार दिया. Like, I don't think उतना वैसा wicket नहीं था. But yeah, it was a good wicket to bat on. But in general, I think that's what Stokes wants. He wants pitches that are generally better to bat on. You can play some baseball, play your shots.
Yeah.
And yeah, they completely smashed it, man. Duckett और इन्हें पोप भी double century मार दिया. Crazy shots खेले. Root जल्दी out हो गया, I think 50 मार के, but न तो और मारते थे उन लोग. Declare भी हो गया, but now England are bowling 2 wicket भी ले लिए. So I think it's the opposition as well. You have to take that into consideration when looking at that game. But it's not even a warm up. So it's not even a warm up for England. It's like, what do you call it, before a warm up type?
Net practice. Net practice. I mean, देखो भाई, whatever it's said and done, it is a match they are playing, and I mean, double under for Pope. Zach Crawley finally getting out of his shell and able to score like 50 मार लिया. Ben Duckett का भी 100 हो गया, तो इन लोगों का अच्छा एक rhythm में आ जा रहे हैं उन लोग भी. But yeah, I think it's good for them. I think Vinesh Bhai has had us confused with Man City. We're Manchester United fans. Vinesh Bhai, just to be very clear on that, United, the red side of Manchester, please. Not like RCB is red. You should have known the color. I mean, that's
Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma have been invited by Puma to watch the game and support Man City.
Yeah, did you watch their interview in the Puma headquarters?
Yeah, I saw that. But yeah, तो अब उन्हें गाड़ी वाले से भी मिलेंगे शायद विराट कोहली.
किससे भी मिल लो भाई, कब तो नहीं जीते आप. I know.
I don't know. Fez is a huge Virat Kohli fan, so he might swing to the blue side. You never know.
No. Swing into the blue. I don't swing nowhere, bro. I don't swing nowhere. I do like.
देखो, welcome back बोल रहे तुम्हारे को. मैं बोल रहा हूँ 2-3 दिन हो गए.
तो एक ही दिन हुआ यार, एक दिन हुआ कल का. उसके पहले तो खैर फिर भी, I mean, हाँ, thank you so much for welcoming back. But हाँ, I mean, आयरलैंड का तो बहुत बेकार चल रहा मैच. अब I think एक और आने वाला है अफगानिस्तान एंड वेस्ट इंडीज. अफगान श्रीलंका
जीत गए आज अफगानिस्तान.
Yeah, Afghanistan won, bro. I'm telling you, they're going to be a very tough opposition ये वर्ल्ड कप में. इन लोगों को देख के रखो.
Yeah, of course, 100%. And you've seen bowlers nikal ke aa rahe, like Noor Ahmed. He's been
Yeah.
outstanding. Batsmen have also really improved over the last couple of years. Asia Cup में भी अगर आप देखो उनकी performance बहुत तगड़ी थी. They're unlucky not to make it to the finals. They actually played well there as well. So yeah, Afghanistan is a team to watch out for. But yo, how was the weather though in England? Looks good, huh?
It looks good. It's proper jacket weather, isn't it?
The sun
But
is shining, bro.
yeah, अच्छा है ना, तो पहले तो शर्टा निकाल के पेट बैठ गए ले लेके
नहीं नहीं
जाने
मैं
वाले के।
इसलिए weather बोल रहा हूँ, like I know Don thinks I'm obsessed with weather, but the reason I'm saying that is because England is associated with rain,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And
You have to carry a umbrella anytime, anywhere,
yeah,
every
but it
बारिश हो
looks
जाती
like the forecast even next week is going to be good. It'll be coolish, 22, 23, and it'll drop to 10, 11 in the night, but
है। ओहो,
बारिश का उतना नहीं है scene.
मोइनाबाद पे बैठ जाना क्या डॉन जाके विकाराबाद में आके बैठ जाना खाली। But yeah, I think yeah, it sounds like a good cooling and perfect weather to watch cricket. Perfect place to watch cricket. मुस्तफा मैं बोल रहा हूँ चले आओ यार, तो मजाक समझ रहे, मैं चले आओ बोल रहा हूँ मैं WTC मौका मिल रहा तो चले आओ अगर, if you're able to make that trip,
Hmm.
find whoever you can and just ride it all, पूरा देखो।
तुम्हारा वीजा कब तक आता है इंग्लैंड का?
मेरा छोड़ दो, मेरा अगले वर्ल्ड कप तक भी नहीं आता वीजा, छोड़ दो। लाइक आपका, आपको क्या है, नेबरिंग कंट्री भी नहीं बोल सकते अब तो, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह आपको इजियर एक्सेस है कंपेयर्ड टू व्हाटएवर सिचुएशन, बट
Hmm.
आई थिंक या इफ यू कैन देन या इट वुड बी ग्रेट फन टू वॉच upon
Yeah.
the jerseys. Yes, Don, and I know Mustafa is the most happiest with Adidas. I don't like Adidas generally because they
What a
unla
messed
bhai
up comment,
unla
man. You're messed up, bro.
bro, unla एक ही pattern हर जगह, apart from I'll give Don them, I hate the team, but their jerseys. Arsenal के kids बहुत मौत रहते हैं, no doubt. I agree. That's the only Adidas kids that probably अच्छे रहते हैं. But बाकी के copy paste करते, Bayern के ऊपर जो pattern था, United का थोड़ा change करते, वो ही डाल देते. It's the same pattern. Nike का देखो, dedicated one customer, one client, 100% one design. That's what I like about Nike. Adidas में वही cut paste copy, वो cut paste copy. अरे भाई तुम बैगन है, वही वही चिपका रहे लोगों को.
I go with the flow, man. I think I switched to Adidas when um, after my high school, university years, I became all Adidas. Before it was Nike as
Yeah,
well, growing
always
up,
Nike.
but
Yeah.
then I switched to Adidas. I really like Adidas, so I love the jersey. I love the hoodie. तीनों jerseys जबरदस्त थे. Test, one
मेरे
day,
को तो टेस्ट के
T20.
वाइट्स बहुत क्लासिक दिख रहा है, ओल्ड स्कूल, मैं ओल्ड स्कूल तो नहीं, बट लाइक अच्छा एक क्लास दिख के आ रहा वाइट्स में, एंड द T21 आई थिंक दैट्स टू गुड एज वेल।
Yeah, man, it looks really good. T20, even the one day one, I like it. I mean, it gives you a different feel, sporty feel. Adidas, तो भाई hoodie तो क्या है यार, जबरदस्त.
पंटर को होना कहते हुडी।
हुडी तो जबरदस्त क्लास हुडी है वो.
Yeah,
But yeah,
mostly
yes.
mostly going as UK as peaky blind. He's more like a sneaky blinder if you're gonna go. But yeah, I think yeah, we all want him to go and cigarette आना कुछ शुरू कर दो बस, उतना ही बोल रहा हूँ। Bro, mostly unable to find the green sweaters, bro. बोलो ना
Sweats,
कहाँ से
track pant बोल
sweats?
रहा.
अच्छा, उन्हें मुस्ताक स्वेट्स तो बचपन से मुस्ताक के पास।
मैं वो ग्रीन नहीं पहना था, इंडिया में भी
Yeah,
पहना था नहीं
olive
वो.
green.
या उसको डॉन को पसंद आ गया वो.
टेस्ट तो रियल मैड्रिड लाइट जर्सी है, आई मीन या उतना है,
Yeah,
बट
bro.
फिर भी इट लुक्स गुड, आई थिंक अच्छा दिखेगा। पहने बाद मैदान
100%.
पर व्हाइट शर्ट, व्हाइट पे ब्लू जीन्स डाल के मौत व्हाइट शूज पहना, कैसा रॉकिंग दिखते मनीष भाई तुम। सुन लो अपने आप को, अब इमेजिन कर लो।
Uh,
बट
uh,
या
Before we get into the mudda today, just quickly, did you see any snippets, any nets, any training that you that picture?
I saw Surya Kumar's interview.
Yeah.
Surya Kumar से बात कर रहे थे. I think वो Indian cricket team who posted it themselves, and he was just telling what his favorite movie is, कैसा रहता है ये nickname. वो जब पूछते रहे typical social media type interviews, but apart from that, nothing else. Jaiswal in the nets was looking very good actually. He got a few knocks as well. That was very interesting to look at. I mean, it looked good looking at a left-hander, potential opener possibilities, but I mean, it's far-fetched, but yeah, you never know.
Would you play him over Shubman Gill?
No, at this point of time, no chance on Shubman Gill. नहीं खिलाए तो backfire बहुत मैं ही करूँगा सबसे पहले कि कैसा निकला Shubman Gill, because I would not go into that. I wouldn't even go into that conversation.
Yeah, फैज उन लोग सेंट जेम्स कोर्ट में ठहर रहे हैं टीम.
बुक कर लो भाई.
अब कहाँ से यार, औकात के बाहर है वो. Benzema going to Saudi Arabia, bro. He's coming to our hometown, man.
Yeah, he's probably going to Ittihad, bro. That's going to be
Yeah.
key. And Musa doesn't like Ittihad. I mean, it's his second team, but
It's
the
not my
first
team.
team.
Yeah, I support the
Al
other
Ahly.
team in Jeddah. Yeah,
Yeah,
but like
labor
even you,
class.
even you.
Yeah, even me.
But that's weird, huh? The whole of Jeddah, 80%
Ejata,
support Ittihad.
Etihad.
Me, you,
Yeah.
and
They're
our
backed by
friend
the royal family, man. So
me,
like,
you, and our friend Tariq support Ahli,
yeah,
because
yeah.
actually, my grandparents where they lived, right, that's where the Ahli ground was, and my uncle
Grabbers, yeah.
supported them, so that's why we support.
We
Otherwise,
saw,
shit
we
team, bro.
saw,
They were the you know
we,
what
we
happened with
saw.
Ahli this season?
They got relegated, right?
No, they were relegated. They
And
came
they're back in
now
the,
they're
yeah, yeah,
back. They got
yeah, yeah.
promoted, baby. They
But
got
speaking of
promoted.
Al Ahly ground, me, Mustafa, we actually watched the Pakistan versus international like setup
11.
करे थे. Rest of the 11. कौन था उसमें मोहम्मद रफी, that Bangladeshi spinner, कौन
हाँ,
कौन की
रफी,
थे?
अजय
And then the
जडेजा,
Pakistan, yeah, yeah,
इंजमामुल्लाह, अब्दुल
Inzamam,
रज़ाक।
yeah.
अब हम क्रिकेट किसके साथ खेले याद नहीं है हाफ टाइम पे।
नहीं मैं नहीं था वहाँ. You, Anas and Waqas were there together.
अरे
I was in
यानी
another seat.
अनसर भी था, तुम भी थे यार, नहीं थे?
हाँ मैं नहीं था. मैं दूसरा अलग बैठा था. I was with my brother.
अच्छा, अच्छा, yeah, that was good. Ajay Jadeja was bowling to us, remember? I was
Yeah,
keeping, Anas was
yeah.
batting. That we were playing tape ball, and they just came out of nowhere. That
Hmm.
was pretty cool. Fashion news from Fez.
Fashion. The white shirt and blue jean. I'm just giving combinations. What you can go with.
Yeah,
Got to roll with the
If
times.
Sky would play over Rahane, which I doubt. Rahane pakka need experience. Yeah, I think the way that Rahane is, I know he won mixed formats, but it's also the fact that he is India's test batsman for a while now, and he's played test cricket. He's played in these English conditions. I think they will go with the experience, particularly with the fact that आपके पास already inexperience है KS Bharat, Kishan में and Shubman Gill में. I think they need
बस
someone like a Rahane.
अब वही है bro, like how much important would someone like a Rishabh Pant had been? Obviously he would, but do you think it would be ideal that we pick someone like a Surya Kumar or someone who can accelerate?
किसकी जगह में? मगर यही आप रहाने को
हाँ,
कैसे ड्रॉप मारेंगे? यही प्रॉब्लम है आपको,
सूर्या
राइट?
कुमार कीपिंग सिखा दो यारो.
अब मेरे को तो अब लग रहा गारंटी कि अगर केएल राहुल फिट था तो उसको कीपिंग कराते थे।
खिलाते थे 100%, नो डाउट.
खिलाते तो थे मगर कीपिंग भी कराते थे। एंड फॉर मी दैट वाज लाइक नॉट अ राइट कॉल। एंड यहाँ पे तो भाई विशन किशन की भी बात हो रही है। इट्स अ 50-50 कॉल। आई थिंक we'll find out at the toss what's going to happen.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's what it's going to be, that four, like that 5-6 spot is the one that's ultimately going to be decided, and then कितने spinners, कितने fast bowlers. बहुत confusion तो है भाई, because अभी pitch नहीं मालूम कैसे रहने वाली है, movement रहेगा या flat रहेगा. Flat रहा तो extra batsman pick करना पड़ेगा, movement रहेगा तो extra bowler pick करना पड़ेगा, and that your batting is getting sacrificed. अब उनटकट fit होता नहीं होता, that is also a problem. Okay, because उन्हें थोड़ी बैटिंग करता, उमेश भाई नहीं करते उतनी बैटिंग, so अभी भी बहुत प्रॉब्लम है इंडियन स्क्वाड में. And I don't know how they're going to set an
I
11
feel,
like
you know,
you
in
said
this
the other day.
situation, you maybe just match the opposition, right? Opposition is going to go four bowlers and spinner, just match them. I know that they have the luxury of an all-rounder and everything like that,
Mm.
but I don't think go for the gamble of the extra spinner. I still think that's a big possibility that they will go with two spinners, considering that it's still sunny. It's sunny right now. The Oval, we know that it's a batting track. It has extra bounce, but it has something for the spinners in day 4, day 5. But I think considering all that, because Australia are going to go with the one spinner, you go with one spinner, man, and just match them.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope they don't get sucked into the fact that, Jack Leach abhi 3 wicket utha raha, udhar nahi kar raha. I mean, obviously England is playing there as well, so they'll probably look into that match ke kaun kitne wickets le raha and stuff like that. But देखना पड़ेगा. I
मगर
think at the
आप
end
वो
of
लो
the day,
जनरल में इंग्लैंड कंडीशंस में आप दो स्पिनर लगातार
movement.
तो नहीं
नहीं,
डालेंगे,
नहीं डालेंगे, नहीं. No
राइट?
chance, because ball kabhi, like we said, fast bowlers are always somewhere in England conditions. Fast bowlers are always in the game
एंड मैं
somehow.
जो बोल रहा हूँ राइट ओवल का कि भाई टर्न होता डे
Overcast,
4 डे
yeah.
5 पे, मगर नहीं, वो जो स्पिन होता डे 4 डे
Mm.
5 पे, भाई वो होता अगस्त में। इफ यू
Mm.
नोटिस ओवल के मैचेस कब होते हैं? अगस्त सितंबर में
August,
लास्ट
September,
मैच
yeah.
होता ऑफ द सीरीज। एशेस रख लो, इंडिया का रख लो मैच, इट्स ऑलवेज द लास्ट गेम ऑफ द सीरीज। एंड जब होता, एंड दैट टाइम देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ काउंटी मैचेस गोइंग ऑन एंड एवरीथिंग। नाउ इट्स स्टिल अ फ्रेश पिच relatively, right? The season has
Yeah,
just
yeah,
started,
yeah,
so
100%.
considering
Yeah.
all that, I don't know, man. I just think they will go
And
with
just one match, I think that's the thing. You just need to go with 4-5 for it. Go with the best that you have, and just don't try to change too much. I mean, Shardul coming in, that's a big change, but rest of the others probably they've played a bit more throughout the year. अगर अपन ऐसा देख रहे हैं, Don Wore, Gill, Rohit, Pujji, Virat, Rahane, Jaddu, Bharat, Ash, Shami, Siraj, Unadkat.
आपका प्रॉब्लम यही आ गया कि जड्डू इज कमिंग ओवर
Just
भरत।
going
दैट
with
इज द
Bharat.
बिगेस्ट you've
Yeah.
exposed yourself. I mean, it's a that can play they can play
He's
this
going with
cricket.
batting depth wise. He's not going the
No,
bowling
no, it's
depth.
a good like, I mean,
Yeah.
considering what we have available, he has to go somewhere like along these lines. But what I'm saying is that if I'm Pat Cummins, I'm like, bro, like Jadeja's coming before their wicket keeper. That's it. We're going to destroy them. Like, that's the vibes I'm getting from
And
this
the
team.
only reason I think John is going towards Unatkat is because he left-handed to give that change in
No, which is
action.
fine. Yeah.
But Shradul can bat a bit better. That's also there. So
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, there's two ways. Like that's why there's so many possibilities out of this Indian team that you actually can't realize what it's going to be till the toss. Or even
I,
like unless Rohit Sharma forgets उन्हें जड्डू खिला दिया गलती से अरे शार्दुल को खिलाना था वो अलग चीज है. But yeah, there's just so many possibilities that you can get out of the squad that you don't know what's going to happen.
yeah. And first, today we're talking about the opening batsman. So let's get straight into it,
We're
man.
talking about one of the best batsmen in India today, the hitman. But yeah, let's get into it.
Wow, Rohit Sharma.
रोहित भाई को बिग बैन के बालू खड़ा दिया मैं.
भाई एवरेज चेक करे
छह
इंग्लैंड में.
मैचेस में खाली 6 मैचेस में भाई.
कोहली का कितना 33 34 था शायद नहीं.
35 समथिंग या.
मगर इसके मैचेस थोड़े कम है. बट चेक करो भाई हाईएस्ट वन.
थोड़े मैचेस में आप देखो थोड़े मैचेस में कितना बड़ा इम्पैक्ट है. ये बंदा
Ashish, are you watching, bro? In Rohit, we trust. Leading from the front, the captain is a strike rate of 42, average of 42. Look at that strike rate, bro. Means he's playing like proper test match innings, like going through the rough spells and tough spells and grinding it out.
Yeah, Rohit Sharma is like someone. कौन who was it who compared him to Virendra? He does have a little bit of Virendra Sehwag in him. He can blast it as well, man. But he's not got a lot of test match, action in the recent past. 2 साल से तो नहीं खेला था. फिर श्रीलंका के against एक खेला हाल में. फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खेला. He got a century there. So it's just that he doesn't have the consistency of playing a lot of test in a go. Like Virat Kohli, he's playing test cricket for some time now. चितेश्वर पुजारा तो वहीं का वहीं रहता. अब शुभमन गिल थोड़ा ही कंटिन्यूटी प्रॉब्लम है इसके लिए. गैप्स में खेलता, पैचेस में खेलता तो गंदा दिख के आता है. इट्स लाइक अरे तुम ये पेज का कुछ छोड़े वो पेज का फिर एंड ऑफ द पेज में अरे जबरदस्त. सो इट्स लाइक दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम विद रोहित शर्मा. फिर कोविड का भी सिचुएशन था. सो आई नो आई मीन ही डजंट हैव अ लॉट ऑफ मैचेस अंडर हिज बेल्ट. बट जो भी I have a lot of trust in this guy because he's the only one who can hit on certain pitches which people don't understand. उसका quality वो है.
You know what surprises me the most? I always thought इसको footwork का problem है, lazy है, ये वो है. But in tough conditions, he does score runs. But वही है pressure match. फाइनल में इन्हें नहीं मारा अभी तक. फाइनल सेमीफाइनल में कल लोग बोल रहे थे कि विराट कोहली, even though India lost games, Virat Kohli has scored in semifinals, finals, whatever. Like particularly semifinals.
Even the 2018 match with Edgbaston पे उन्हें मार के like he lead ला लिया था वापस उन्हें almost.
Yeah, Virat Kohli he's been scoring like in big games, but Rohit Sharma in a big game has been missing, I think, and this is a huge game. He's going to be the captain, and he's up against Mitchell Starc as well. That will be a key battle for him, I think.
Gosh, Hazelwood, Mitchell Starc, man. Mitchell Starc first over is going to be the most crucial. It's always that second or third ball जो कहीं ना कहीं से edge लेके आती है उसके अंदर वाली जो बॉल आती है. रोहित शर्मा also has a little bit of problem with that.
You know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping that, listen, like in T20 one day, he's under this role that he has to hit every ball. But here, I'm hoping that, he just backs his instincts, plays the ball on its merit. When it needs to be pulled, he will pull it. When it needs to be left, he will leave it. And if he plays to his potential, I think it'll be outstanding. A little story that I remember you remember that series that India won, right, at the Gabba? If you remember, Rohit Sharma also came late because he was injured. Right, and he came in the third test when Virat Kohli was leaving. Rohit Sharma came. Yeah, at that time he came. People would say कि भाई injured है, ये वो है. Like there was rift also they were saying between Kohli and Rohit. He came. He did lockdown 10-15 days. He missed the second test also, and then he came and played for the third test. And he was speaking to a journalist, I think, at that time, and the journalist was saying in his podcast that Rohit Sharma, I spoke to him, and he is absolutely dedicated to play red ball cricket. That's his goal. That's his thing. So, we talk about Virat Kohli, but for Rohit Sharma, red ball is so important because he also has not got the chances. You're talking about injuries now. That is unfortunate. But before that, he was also not selected in the test team, right? He was never considered in the test team. He's always considered a white ball player for India. So I think the dedication that he has for red ball is next to none. And that's why you've also seen an improvement in his batting as well, because he is actually working really hard on his red ball cricket and his concentration levels, shot selection in the last 2-3 years, and you've seen that improvement in red ball cricket from Rohit Sharma.
I think that's going to be the last format he's going to leave. I think you can see him leaving the T20 already, maybe the ODI also after the World Cup if he wins it. If he doesn't win, I think he'll call it quits. But test match is something that he can play. Calendar year में उतने ज्यादा test matches India usually उतना नहीं. I mean, he can be like a Chiteshwar Pujara. Chiteshwar Pujara is still a bit older than the rest of the folks, but he plays most of the Test cricket. I'm pretty sure he can pick up a county team. So, वो चीज maybe he's aiming at that kind of an end of a career where he's just gonna be playing Test matches for another 2 years and then calling it a day.
Yeah, it could be. It could be that, and the fact that he reached the format really late in his career, I think
Exactly.
that's the last one he probably wants to drop as well, right? He
Because
wants to
he's
be
hit
as
already double hundreds and he has 3 double hundreds in ODIs. T20 World Cup है उसके हाथ में, 6 IPL है उसके हाथ में. So he
mm,
doesn't need a lot much from these formats, right? And he's not won a World Cup per se, but he was in that era. Maybe this is his last chance. So as a player, he would be like, ये मेरा best shot है, ये दे दूंगा. उसके बाद I'll leave 50 over format, and then it's all about test. Now if he wins the match, it'll be different, but he'll still like maybe stat pad a bit, and that'll be
yeah.
fair enough if he stat pads there.
Yeah, and look, one positive thing about Rohit Sharma, even Virat Kohli, these guys, this generation is that they play bounce really well, and like we've seen overseas conditions like extra bounce, it has caused problems for Indian batsmen in the
Yeah,
past. But Rohit Sharma,
yeah,
he has so much time in his hands that the short ball doesn't really perturb him, and the only problem that it's of course this in swinging delivery, which a lot of batsmen have, and that's something. And another problem that he has is lapse in concentration. कितने की बार उन्हें पुल मार के सीधा फील्डर को दे दिया, कभी उन्हें
Hmm.
भूल जाता फील्ड किधर है,
Hmm.
लेजी शॉट या जो भी शॉट रहता. That's another problem that he has, and that's what you have to minimize in a match like this, right? Like knockout final game hai ye, and you gotta be like on it from ball one. He has the potential 100%, but that's what I've seen from him, that कभी कभी उन्हें खुद को आउट कर देता, especially test match cricket
Yeah.
में.
Even in the IPL, if you see recently, back to back, on a same type of wicket दिया था. So he does have that lapse. He'll be going good. He looks solid. And the thing with this guy, he always looks solid. Third ball के किराक shot मारता, जबरदस्त timing, जबरदस्त zip बोल के he'll go to the boundary. He'll be like, अरे आज इसका दिन है. And then like you said, he just pull top edge and he'll just get caught by the wicket keeper, bowler, whatever cover जो भी बाजू है. तो उन्हें अपने आप को ही डिसअपॉइंट कर देता कि भाई अरे मेरा दिन था आज लेकिन. And then you just, that's why people say he never looks out of form, but he does have bad patches and a lot of times he gets himself out than what he shouldn't have actually.
Yeah, I think in this game he'll also pull out that straight drive a bit more, and you'll see those down the ground shots like straight wale, like proper
ऑस्ट्रेलिया में भी अगेंस्ट वही करा, देखो स्ट्रेट खेला, वी में
straight
खेला, he
khela.
didn't
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So you'll see, I think, more of that in Test cricket compared to T20 cricket. What is your favorite Rohit Sharma shot?
The pull, bro, like his pull is next level.
मैं को वो जो
Yeah, one shot if you remember in Deccan Chargers, he hit to Kolkata, वो he pulled, like he hooked it rather than pulled it. पीछे फाइन लेग को जाके छिक्का मारा, 26 of 6 ball या कुछ मारा था जो उन्हें.
Yeah.
So I remember that shot also very well.
Bro, I took my dad to India vs Pakistan 50 over Asia Cup, right, in 2018.
18,
And
yeah.
at that time, that's when we I started like growing into this guy, like in terms of a fan and whatever. I started appreciating him. Even my dad said, "What the hell is this?" उन्हें आमिर उन लोगों को काम मिड विकेट के ऊपर ऐसा पटक दे रहा था, like outside of stump लेके, he was just smashing it like that. And bro, when you see it live or even if you see it on
Yeah,
TV, it's so
yeah, so
effortless, bro.
beautiful. Yeah.
जो like yeah, he's like a joy to watch, man, Mr. Rohit Sharma. बढ़िया big game, man. अगर इन्हें डक पे गया तो खत्म, बस सब हमारे पे चढ़ेंगे और सब पे
सब छोड़ो, एक ही बंदा चढ़ेगा अपने पे.
इसको खेलना जरूरी है भाई. मिस्टर रोहित शर्मा. अच्छा ये बताओ, what does Rohit Sharma first look at when he arrived at England?
The food, bro, the food. The food.
ऐसा क्यों? What about the pitch or the
भाई
ground,
कॉम्प्रोमाइज,
the
खाने
training
पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करते भाई. भाई बोलते पिच विच तो 1000 खेल चुका मैं, लेकिन खाना अपने को होना. And I think I do understand that as well now, like being a food fanatic also, like I think I understand that कि हाँ भाई खाना अपना जितना होना, जो होना वो लगना जिस्म को, नहीं तो दिमाग नहीं चलता bro. मजाक
Is
कर.
fancy some fish and chips?
I don't think he likes fish and chips. होने भाई अब देसी होना, अपने को घी भी होना, पराठे होना, जैसे छोटे चिला ना को फिश एंड चिप्स कर दे. कहाँ जाता फिश एंड चिप्स?
It's in England, bro. Yes, and on to the next one.
On to the next one, the future of India, the future of cricket.
My time is now. You can't see me. हाँ, पूरे लंदन के बैकड्रॉप्स ले ले रहे हो तुम, हैं?
कुछ भी लंदन दिखते कि डाल दे रहे अपन.
Acha, so the main thing in this is there's a very small sample size, so don't go by these figures.
I mean, generally his sample size is small. Like 15
Yeah.
test matches में 890 runs है भाई. He's averaging 34. So I don't think you can really criticize him a lot. But
Yeah.
but but he has played crucial innings at crucial times for Indian cricket. Even in Ahmedabad, he had 191 in the Gabba. He has patches. Obviously, अभी तो grow होने का है. I know we look at him, अरे इन्हें शुभमन गिल है यो, but he's growing at a very rapid pace. Is what you have to see. Even ODIs में he just like started getting his hands into the double centuries, into the centuries back to back. IPL में 890 runs. So I mean, he's not had a lot of matches under him, but बहुत ज़्यादा impact हो गया, which makes you like believe, you know what I mean, which makes you like अरे भाई NH मेरा बंदा है. But याद रखो कि इसका actual sample size बहुत छोटा है.
Yeah, and last couple of years actually, first he's played this bowling attack quite a bit, right? Whether it's in
Yeah.
Australia or India, now he's going to play them again in England. So he's played this bowling attack. I think he's a bit more familiar against this attack compared to other attacks in the world because he's still relatively new to the international cricket, especially Test cricket. The
Yeah.
thing that I'm hoping for is that he plays a bit. What do you call it? Not risk free. Sorry, like tension free cricket, right? Like khul ke aake, play your shots, and of course ball dekh ke, but like I think he's someone who can relieve the pressure of someone like a Rohit Sharma or a Pujara. Game chala sakta ho na, he can get the boundaries quickly, get India off to a good start, and I think it's very important to get a good opening stand. These guys need to aim 50 to 100 if they can,
Yeah.
because we know that if India start losing early wickets, then we can be in a lot of trouble. And this time around, we don't have a Rishabh Pant to jail us, bail us out of jail, and and it's not like we don't know Ashwin Jadeja if they can provide those same performances that they did in Asia when India was in trouble. So I think Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma are going to be very crucial in these conditions, considering India's squad availability and considering the opposition, considering the conditions.
Yeah, I think the best thing over here is like they've been playing a lot of cricket together. Australia maybe they open together, so they know each other's mentality and temperament. And I think he fancies working with Shubman Gill. Rohit Sharma really enjoys it. They both have good running between themselves. They both have like understanding. Are tu maar tu main rukta main maar tu ruk kind of a situation. So I think when you have a belief in your own non-striker and striker, so I think that's going to help them out. And they really know each other very well. I mean, they played 4 tests together. तो वो भी एक अच्छा situation है. So मेरे हिसाब से I think it's better than what we have right now in store. I mean, we've seen him play with KL Rahul as well, but it didn't work out. T20 World Cup maybe they were struggling heavily together. And then Bangladesh mein Rohit Sharma wasn't there. So I think right now Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma would be your best opening pair in terms of understanding, and that's what you need. And I think Rohit Sharma will be good enough to tell Shubman Gill कि भाई Broad को ऐसा खेलो, इसको Anderson को ऐसा खेलो, या कौन सा
खेलना ही
भी
नहीं है
प्लेयर
दोनों को.
सॉरी मैं इंग्लैंड इंडिया वो कर रहा था, देखो तो बोल दिमाग सही स्टार्क को कैसे खेलो एंड सब, एंड दे ऑलरेडी प्लेड देम इन द बॉर्डर गवास्कर, तो वो हिसाब से भी अच्छा है. सो दे हैव अ लॉट ऑफ ऑलरेडी फ्रेश मेमोरीज एंड होपफुली
Yeah,
दे कैन मेक द मोस्ट ऑफ इट.
yeah, no,
मैं को
100%.
मैं कहीं को ये उसमें आ गया ना विराट कोहली का वो बनाते बनाते
Messenger,
वेज.
you're
हाँ.
making taking the mick of Rohit Sharma, man. That is.
नहीं 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 नहीं, मेरे को भी अटेंशन प्रॉब्लम है जी, नॉट ओनली रोहित
Uh,
शर्मा.
but yeah, like that short arm jab, we love that.
या ओ हो.
Again, with Shubman Gill, it's about like in testing conditions. People have made points on this podcast only that उन्हें batting track bully है ये वो, but like
फ्लैट
I
ट्रैक.
think we've seen situations like the Gabba where he's really grinded it out as well. He's a very talented player. There's no doubt about that. There's no guarantee that he's going to score runs in this game, but I'm still backing him. I think because the form that he's in, the year that he's having. I think someone like a Shubman Gill, and there will be a bit less pressure on him compared to a Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli. The expectations will still be higher for Kohli and Rohit, no matter what, right? So I think Shubman Gill can go under the radar a bit and score his runs, take the attack to the opposition, and try to build a good platform for India for the middle order to come and extend that lead.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's one thing, but also there'll be other group set of people that'll be like, "अरे इसका year इतना अच्छा है, इन्हें से अब." So I don't know. I mean, there's two ways to look at it, but I agree with you that a little bit he should play off
Fair
pressure.
enough, yeah.
Yeah, he has to play off pressure, or else he'll just get himself out. He'll get sucked into that pressure and कुछ तो भी wicket फेंक के आ जाएगा. But the way he's been rolling right now since the last at least 6 months, 5 months, whatever we've had in this year, he's just been phenomenal. So I am expecting, but not to that level के भाई इन्हें जिताने वाला है. Obviously, a lot. It also depends on the quality of bowling that we have. To be very frank.
Yeah, 100%. And that's going to be the key, man. Wiping out that tail and everything.
Yeah.
It might be, yeah, it might be very frustrating if we don't get the tail out.
Yeah, I was lucky to see Pujara, Rohit century and Sachin Virat 50 live in the same test.
Wow.
क्या बात है भाई, पंटर सही मैचों को जाता है यारो. WTC को भी जा रहा है शायद. Don Virat will play T20 World Cup in 20. I mean, that'll that we need to see. I mean, that's 2022 is for. I mean, he'll fit in any squad, and given his RCB record at this point, he'll walk into the team if he has to. Uh, but there are younger players also that are very very good that we've seen. But again, Virat Kohli in that dugout will obviously be an extra hand or whatever you want to call it, a help, a very big help for the likes of Hardik Pandya. So I will not argue that, but it's also on his fitness that we'll have to see. Gill is in the form of his life, but I feel he'll get humbled in England back to reality, or he might just go on his purple patch and make it bigger. I think वो भी हो सकता कि भाई he might be in the confidence of his life right now and he just go and smash, because you don't see him being that overconfident. That's what I like about him. He's confident, but he's not like talking trash. You know what I mean? So that's also one thing that
Yeah, and
I'm
but the thing is, like, England is could be a leveler, right? It's that kind of place. The greats have also failed over there. It's not going to be.
hundred
He's not going
percent,
to be the
hundred
first
percent.
guy. So I
Yeah,
think even if he does have a tough game, it's okay. I think that doesn't mean you stop backing him. But you look at it this way, like if you have to look at it from Shubman Gill's point of view, if I'm Shubman Gill, I'm like, bro, I'm getting the opportunity to play in a final
yeah. I'm
against
grabbing it by all hands. Yeah,
yeah, tough Australia team, and I have, like, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and everything. And for Indian cricket, it's going to be the next step, and this experience will help him going forward, right? For him,
mm.
it's more about the future. For Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli is a bit more do or die, right? This year,
Yep, yep, yep.
that's how I look at it. I mean, I don't think they're looking at it like that, but I look at it like, why this is the last year they both need to win trophies. But from Shubman Gill, it's about like gaining that experience, understanding the situation better, and even if he fails, it's okay. But it's about playing those Australian bowlers in these kind of conditions
Yeah,
in a final.
yeah,
WTC to just started. This is the second cycle, so I think aage jaake, if this continues, someone like a Shubman Gill will draw back at this experience and help the future players in India. So I think
yeah.
him playing in this game is very important, not only for now but for future Indian cricket as well.
So if he shines, he'll be amazing. And obviously, good. See, if he
You
shines, that doesn't mean that he's not going to get humbled in the future. I mean, there
100%, 100%.
there's going to be situations in his
He's gonna
career
go
where
through a dip, bro. Of course.
he's not faced, right?
Yeah.
So ideally, what happens when you something that you don't see coming, when you know the situation, when you know like how England में ऐसा है, and as a player, अगर आप captain बन जाते, that also change gets you humbled. Like you don't see certain things. अरे भाई ये क्या चीज है? So there are going to be places in his life, maybe like Punter said, यहाँ पे भी उन्हें humble हो सकता, because England में उतना, like we're seeing right now, he just played 2 matches, so it is relatively new for him. He's not probably faced Mitchell Stark, Hazelwood in swinging condition. He's not seen a actual sledge from the Australians like they do, like we've seen with Nishant Sharma, we've seen with Rishabh Pant and Tim Payne, Virat and Tim Payne, like these things that we've seen on the field. He's not probably faced that to that extent, so those things can also like put pressure on him. But I'm expecting things, but not to that level ke bhai innings mera winner chicken dinner रहने वाला है types.
नहीं, 100%. And
The longest match in the history of Indian cricket.
yeah, बहुत crazy presentation था वो.
Yeah, it took like 15 to 20 minutes तो खाली पूरा उन्हें फिरा ground को, फिर he got emotional, and I'm pretty sure Punter also cried. But now moving to Australia, their openers, I mean, they have not been in the greatest form. At least one of them has not been in the greatest form. So I just quickly.
फिर बॉस का ऐड चल रहा है पीछे.
इलाके का सिक्का boss. But
So this
yes,
is David Warner in England, and I think four of the zeros might have been all Stuart Broad, man.
Broad,
He's had
yeah,
a frightening time
quite,
against Stuart Broad in England,
yeah.
and that's what those figures show. And that tells me Siraj Shami around the wicket to David Warner, put 3 slips in and keep attacking those stumps and get the ball to move away. It is a problem for him in English conditions. But again, like for Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, for David Warner, this will probably be his. For sure, I think this will be his last WTC final, and it'll be his last year, I think, in Australian cricket. That's how I'm looking at it. Maybe he pushes one more T20, but I think this is it. Like this World Cup and World Test Championship. So, usko wo, the like दिमाग में रख के, I think he will be looking to give it his all. Again,
Yeah.
in English condition, he's not been in the best of forms. Even in the IPL, he scored runs and he has runs under his belt, but like he hasn't looked like the David Warner of old. So abhi dekhenge kya hota. And I'm telling you that if he doesn't perform in this match and he doesn't perform in the first 2 tests of the Ashes, then he'll be dropped for Marcus Harris. That could
So
also be a possibility.
the problem with David Warner is, again, he's in that zone where he doesn't want to give up. He wants to give an extra push. You fail to thoda अब आप वो लेवल पे जब खेलते हैं आपको एक कभी कभी होता है ना, सीनियर का कॉम्प्लेक्स नहीं बोलता हूँ, बट लाइक अरे भाई पुट्टे पुट्टे मेरे को क्या सिखा रहे टाइप भी होता है. एंड ऑल्सो लाइक when you're coming to the end of your career, you fail to accept it. Like certain things, like you get slow and stuff. Like what you would say with Cristiano Ronaldo at some point, like you were getting slow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But so that's what David Warner had the perfect opportunity handed to him. He scored a double century, a double hundred against South Africa. He could have walked away, but he didn't want to, and I completely understand that. Also, he's a sportsman. He's never fight, never say never kind of an attitude. I think this is going to give him more clarity as to where his life is concerned. I think Mace also he would want to enjoy this part if he's able to get a Mace in his hat before the end of his career. Maybe this could be his last test. To be very frank, I don't see him, carrying it on. IPL would be one thing that he would be coming back for, and probably like BBL and all of these things. So this is his perfect opportunity. Now I kind of understand him when I'm talking as I speak about it. As a player, I'm understanding how by Mace is something that he would probably want to conquer. I mean, he's been very shaky. He's not been that aggressive. David Warner that we see के खड़ा टाइट शॉट मारा तो सीधा बाउंड्री को लाइक 2016 कैसा था भाई फॉर्म ऑफ हिज लाइफ में उन्हें रुक रहा ही नहीं था उन्हें भाई डेविड भाई रुक जा नया मैच मारने वाला हूँ कोई भी नहीं मारना बोल के and he had like some 848 runs or something, man, in that season. So
Hmm.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
IPL. This is Test cricket. It's different, but yeah, even in the 200, he was pretty decent. But like you said, he just doesn't look the same David Warner and that hand-eye coordination that he used to have.
If this game was in Australia, I would be very, very scared of him. In England, again, like the way he plays, you never know if he gets
Snick.
into the zone, it could be like thing. But I just feel that in his past matches in England, he's really been troubled, man, around the wicket. Usko problem ho raha, wo jo ball shipping hoke bahar nikal raha, like it's been an issue for him, and
Yeah.
it could continue to be an issue. The only thing is that I think if he gets through the new ball spell, he has the opportunity because India don't have that third, fourth seamer like before, right? Like there's no
Yeah.
Bumrah there. If Bumrah was there, it would be different. It'd be relentless pressure. I think he has more opportunity to score runs, and he's going to always look to attack. But I just feel if he gets through that phase of Siraj and Shami, not necessarily the new ball, but just wear them
Yeah, I
out
think
of it,
Shami
and
has
then
his number mostly. Like Shami
yeah.
has his number, I think. Yeah.
If you just wear them out a bit and then you start attacking that third seamer, David Warner will be that guy. Like he can take that run rate from 2 to 6 in like a blink of an eye. So I think that is the
Mm.
strategy that he needs to apply. He's playing alongside Khwaja, who will we look at a minute and who's been like really transformed his test career and he's
Resurgence.
in a
Yeah.
different kind of confidence. But I think David Warner, that's the thing. If he can just get through that initial 5-10 overs, he can start attacking the Indian bowling. And
Yeah.
uska strike rate, to देखो, even in with a poor average or like a below par average, he's striking still above 60. So what does that indicate? That bhai, he's going to look to score boundaries. And in a one-off match like this, in a final, quick runs could really be the decisive factor as well.
Yeah, I mean that's what no hit to Warner. He'll be a walking wicket. I mean that's what with this guy you can't really predict. Maybe you're right, Vinesh, by the way he's been going and the form that he's in. I could second you on that, but I think for Australia they need to have a game plan in terms of how they're going to attack the innings, right? Like exactly with Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill. I think Shubman Gill needs to be the one who's going to be a little bit defensive and maybe Rohit on the attack. I love Rohit when he's attacking. With Warner and it's Usman, I think Usman again the more defensive kind of approach, and David Warner they shouldn't let the Indian bowlers settle. So that's what Shami Siraj hai. You see Usman, soaking in the pressure, and Warner giving away the off balls. रख देना सीधा सीधा. So I think वो चीज में I think these guys will have to work together and sort of come up with a tactic that will be counter-attacking at the same time defensive, which will help them build a first innings or a big innings total. So that's probably the tactic I would assume that Australia would want to go with, but I don't know for sure. Do you think he has added pressure by Australian Cricket Board after going against them regarding his captaincy request submission?
I mean, that was stupid from Australian Cricket Board. Like how can you like let Steve Smith captain again and not him? Like that's stupidity. So I don't think pressure or anything like that is just it was stupidity. He had a say and he took out his submission. He said, "Forget this." I think like he was right in that factor. If you're giving Steve Smith the opportunity, David Warner should have the opportunity as well.
100%. I think that's
वो
also
टाइम पे वो भी बोलो भाई उन लोग बोल रहे थे कि उसको बना दिए थे they said that he was the one who started all this right sandpaper ये वो at the end of the day captain कौन था Steve Smith था
yeah,
right he
yeah,
has to
yeah.
if you're allowing him then you got to allow the vice captain also to captain so yeah
But at the end of the day, it's now Pat Cummins also. Like, I mean, Steve Smith is second in command, and I really understand where he's coming. But he's already redeemed him. उन्हें
But
उतना
Smith
बड़ा
was
क्या
allowed to
डिक्लेरेशन
captain,
लिखा था.
right? When
या
Pat
उतना बड़ा
Kohli was.
डिक्लेरेशन लिखा था उन्हें, याद है? I think
Uh,
जनवरी या कब की, जब साउथ अफ्रीका
uh,
का मैच चल रहा था कि
he's
भाई
not
ऐसा
allowed
ऐसा.
to captain. That's
Yeah.
why he wrote that. Steve Smith is still allowed to captain.
Hmm. Yeah, Steve Smith's not allowed. Steve Smith's allowed to captain, and we saw him captain the
Yeah.
second or third test of India Australia. So I
Hmm.
think, yeah, it's unfair. I mean, that's a stupid call from the Australian. But and they that board in general is stupid, to be frank. I mean, वो अफगानिस्तान के साथ नहीं खेलते बोले थे, फिर साउथ अफ्रीका के साथ नहीं खेले ODIs. वो मोड़ी है, so I don't know क्या क्या है कि नहीं खेलते, इनके साथ नहीं खेलते, उनके साथ नहीं खेलते, but अपने उसमें नहीं देखते, like they don't actually check. They have flaws as well. They need to understand that.
Yeah.
But yeah, last one we've seen, like the last opening batsman that we know of, for who we feel is going to play, had a sort of a resurgence kind of an year. We didn't expect him to, score like he did in India. We know he struggled in those conditions, but he had been the player of the tournament for probably Australia, right? तो उस्मान भाई के लिए एक बार
तालियां.
आने वाले हैं उस्मान भाई.
अरे ये
डॉन
दुबई वाला फेरिस व्हील दिख रहा मेरे को.
नहीं, एक बेगम पेट पे भी खोले यार दुबई में, भेजता हूँ फोटो. मजाक से हट के एग्जीबिशन ग्राउंड के जैसे दुबई खोल दिए. So Usman Khwaja Mustafa, I'm not going to say that I don't expect. I mean, he doesn't have a very big career here in England. I mean, 6 matches, 12 innings, and stuff like that. But he has a lot of potential. We know that for a fact. He is learning, like reinvented himself in India. He took his time. He was out of the game for some time. He understood conditions. He understood what he was required to do. Learn the conditions back in India. Come back into the swing of Test cricket, and he was phenomenal in India at least.
Yeah, he's my favorite. He's my favorite Australian cricketer, man. After Ian Harvey, I think this guy is
Ian Harvey.
absolute.
Yeah.
अरे कौन था यार वो जो मीडियम पे जाके छह छह विकेट लेके लेता था पागल. But Usman Khwaja, because the way he's turned around, man, and like bro, his own team management used to tell him, if you see the test and whatever, तुम spin खेल ही नहीं सकते भाई, you don't know how to
Yeah.
play spin. This that he was brought up like with this mentality that he can't play spin, and he started believing it. He said it in an interview also, I started believing that I can't play spin, I can't play, and I used to accept that I'm not going on subcontinent tours. But the way he's turned it around, and what is he, 35, 36 now, in his 30s, the way he's turned it around, you look at his last 3-4 years in the subcontinent, whether it's Pakistan, Dubai, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, he has been outstanding. In Australia, we know how he is. He's incredible, all right. He plays fast bowling pretty well, and he's the way he's transformed has been outstanding. उसको ओपनिंग कराए तो ओपनिंग मार देता हूँ, उसको बीच में भी कराए तो वहां पे भी मार देता हूँ. वैसा प्लेयर है. He just wants an opportunity, and yeah, I think he's been one of the greatest stories in Australian cricket over the last 2-3 years, Usman Khwaja, without a shadow of a doubt. And yes, this is his average has not been the greatest, but I think now that he is a regular in the 11, you will see this summer, I think, hopefully a better performance from him in England, whether that is now in the WTC or in the Ashes. I think this is going to be a good summer for Khwaja, and maybe one of his last in England, right? So I'm hoping that he does well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can never take him out of the equation. And I think, like you said, I think from India's performance in general, because that was somewhere that he was struggling, he must have learned new things. He must have, mentality, mindset, how to learn new conditions, how to adapt to new conditions quicker. Or, so I think वो हिसाब से मेरे को इन्हें डरा रहा, because उन्हें बहुत भाई उन्हें रुक के पूरा दिन रुक गया था उन्हें. And that's what you needed in India, just to be patient. And now England, it's a different game, but he does have county experience. I think he's played for Lancashire, so he's been good that way as well. So he had an idea of the condition. It's not like he said and just played 6 matches again. It's just like the same as Rohit Sharma. Obviously, you can't compare him to Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma is a different class, but like still, world ranking is right now 7. I think that's also something that speaks volumes. So yeah, this guy is sensational.
I love how for you, like when before you started this, Virat Kohli was your favorite cricketer of all time, but now
Virat Kohli is still still
that
my
is
favorite.
shifting, bro. Like
Actually, Dhoni
you
is
after
like,
you started chasing the target over the last few months, Rohit Sharma is becoming your
I just
favorite,
like to
man.
tease people.
Yeah,
I just
bro.
like to tease people.
He's just class guy, man. I think that's why it's
I
the.
never had anything against
And
him,
he
man.
gives
Three
us
double
a
hundreds,
homely
man. Three
feeling. Like
double
he gives,
hundreds.
look, I also tell other people, like Virat Kohli has like like, you see his body, you see his lifestyle, this and that. It doesn't feel relatable. Rohit Sharma, it feels
I
relatable.
mean,
Hum
it
log
feels
bhi, like,
relatable. It feels
I mean, for you
relatable. Virat.
maybe, for me it's not relatable. Like, for me, Rohit Sharma is relatable. Bhai, thoda
पॉपकॉर्न
खींचो,
खाओ मस्त हो जाओ. पॉपकॉर्न खाओ मस्त हो
थोड़ा
जाओ यार.
खींचो क्रिकेट करो भाई. मैच पहले साइड में, पहले देखो फ्रूट सूट्स है, खाना है नहीं है, लाइक उसको भी लेमन होना, मेरे को भी लेमन होना, थोड़ा पुदीना के साथ.
भाई फ्रूट वूट नहीं खाते भाई.
वो खाते होंगे, मेरे को भी लेमन होना, उसको भी लेमन होना.
या उसको
हम
लेमन
पुदीना
मिल
के
जाए.
साथ मिक्स करते, उन्होंने रॉ खा लेते हैं. क्या बोलते?
But
In
yeah, I
Rohit,
think
we trust, bro. I relatable guy, bro. Like, he forgets what's happening in the toss. He starts getting pissed all of a sudden, starts laughing all of a sudden. It's like, yeah, one of us, Mr.
mm,
Rohit Sharma.
yeah, Rohit Sharma, one and only captain. Hopefully, you can win the Mace.
Who? Rohit Sharma? Yeah. Yeah, man. Rohit, just how do you compare the two opening pairs? Who are expecting to score more runs? First of all, who do you think will be the highest scorer from these four? And as partnerships, who will string more partnerships together, like higher partnerships?
Interesting. I mean, for me, I think it's gonna be. I say Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill. Not a biased thing. It's just I just feel like they're much more in sync because आपको देख लो कि even in India, whatever partnership they had, it was good. But like David Warner again, he's giving throwing his wicket away. He's not been the best in form right now. Usman's been crazy, but he's still a one man army. You saw Labuschagne Smith,
Ozzy.
they उनला भी out हो जा रहे थे. So इन्हें खड़ा हुआ ही रह रहा था. Now I don't know if this will be an interesting show, but you think कहीं ना कहीं Travis Head को ऊपर ला सकते हैं? What they did in India?
Possibility here, but I think Travis Head at 5 would be really good, man. Counter-attacking cricket and everything. Why in a final? I think you just go with the flow. Go with Warner, Khwaja. Travis Head at 5. I think he's done really well over there. I know they tried him opening, but and the way Travis Head plays, I think
Yeah,
it could be like that kind of innings that Australia require.
in
Maybe
the
they
middle.
90 for 4 or 100 for 4, whatever, and then he comes like a quick fire 70, takes them to 250, 300 plus. And I think he could be a vital cog in that middle order. Khwaja and Warner have opened together. These guys, since they're kids, right? Since they're school, if you saw that photo, they've been opening partners in school kids. So they understand each other. There's a chemistry going there. For this test match, अब जाके Ashes में देखेंगे क्या कर सकते हैं, मगर I think for this test match you go with this.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I feel still Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma will be a bit more. That's just bias now. But in Rohit, we do trust 100%. Rohit Sharma Madrid fan भी इसलिए ML धोनी के fan है अपन Manchester United में भी. But yeah, he is a fan. उन्हें खाली पहन लिया और शर्ट Adidas का sponsorable कि उन्हें कुछ देखता भी नहीं होगा उन्हें.
In Rohit.
With current form, you expect Gill, Khawaja, Warner, Rohit in that order to score more. See, the thing with Rohit is he's unpredictable as hell. So I would never put Rohit in the lower order.
You're a different
Because
caliber, huh? कैसा?
nah,
Different caliber.
I think teasing everybody, but yeah,
It's
I
not
think
teasing. You
in
become a
test,
fan of him.
Punter, the thing is, in the current form in test, I would still put Khwaja above Gill, very frankly, because Khwaja has it coming, right? Like, I mean, he's been sensational in Australia, India, against Pakistan and stuff. Gill only in Ahmedabad test, and like I don't remember any other innings. Mustafa, you can help me if I'm forgetting. But then David Warner has a double hundred, but then he's been poor. Rohit Sharma had 100 as soon as he got to Nagpur. So like, I would still put Khawaja, Gill, Rohit, and then Warner maybe.
First, that innings, I think, when उन्होंने जो एक टांग पे मारा था against Bangladesh, that changed your whole perception about Rohit
ओ
Sharma,
भाई
man.
वो तो इस्माइल भाई याद आ गया मेरे को लगान के रिमेंबर इस्माइल बिंजरो के वापस आता गेम में उन्हें फिर जिता देता टीपू के साथ.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's the thing with Rohit Sharma. You don't know, उन्हें कभी भी आके 100 मार देता वैसा kind of है. He's never out of form, right? Like Sunil Gavaskar
Hmm.
said,
Yeah.
he's someone that he can have 3-4 zeros and then he'll come and hit 100. वैसा player है उन्हें.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. And thing is, he has such class and like he has a lot of shots in him as well. Like he's too good, bro. Like
Yeah. How can
नजर
you
से बचता है.
win? How can you win in a test in challenging conditions just a week after playing 2 months of T20 cricket? This is an excellent question. And just before you answer this, Fez, Matthew Hayden or somebody was saying, I think on Star Sports or somebody was saying that I don't know which cricketer, some Australian cricketer or English cricketer, someone was saying that India are playing. I think it was Hayden himself, that India are playing high
Mm.
level IPL cricket. They're in good zone. I think it's a positive for them coming after the IPL and playing Test cricket. They're better prepared, whereas Australia are playing county cricket or practicing. They're not playing high level cricket. I don't really agree with that, bro. I think I agree with Nitesh Bhai. It's going to be very tough.
Yeah, and Australian cricketers have been playing in conditions which are more relative or relatable to England, right? So I think that's
They're
one
playing
thing.
in
It's not going to
England.
be. They're not smaller grounds. They're good length of boundaries. It's not going to be a 2020 affair. It's going to be a proper 5 day, 90 over game. So I think. In that aspect, yes, but again, these guys are experienced cricketers. Most of them, at least, like Rohit Virat, Chiteshwar Pujara, and these guys. I know we have youngsters as well. I'm not like, but still, I think Shami, and we have relatively a good experienced camp. We can challenge any team on any day. That's the best thing about it. And I think 2 week camp, maybe they have their own regiment. They know what they're doing. If it was actually haywire, do you think? I mean, if actually it's not that enough, do you think like these guys would go earlier? That's not going to happen. So I don't think even getting into that question is going to be smart. But I still feel they have their regiment. They have their know-hows and do-hows. So I think they have good coaches. Rahul Dravid knows what he's doing. Probably, hopefully, he knows what he's doing. You have to challenge, and India is a challenging, at least cricket wise, we challenge anyone and any day. Given this current cricket scenario, I think India is the most, like, on any day India can challenge anyone
Yeah,
with the
I
talent
mean,
that we have.
yeah, I think it's more because of like it's a test game. Because if you see, like, okay, let's talk about 2015. India played the World Cup first, then they played the IPL, so that was not a problem. They reached the semi-finals there. In 2016,
16.
again they played the World Cup, then they played the IPL, so not a problem over there. Even though this is limited overs. Then what was it? 2017, they played the IPL, then they went
IPL,
championship.
yeah.
They reached the final, they lost over there. 2019, they played the
World
IPL,
Cup.
they lost in the semi-final. So but I think it's okay. Like in terms of playing IPL and going into an international tournament, maybe not the best of preparations. It's decent. 2021, they went to Dubai after the IPL. Straight after they played the Dubai IPL, and then they stayed in Dubai for the World Cup, and they got screwed. So
Mm,
it's been hit and miss. But the fact that you're playing red ball cricket, you're playing in challenging conditions, is going to be different. I think that's what Nitesh Bhai is trying to look at it. And of course, it is going to be difficult, and it's not the ideal preparation. Never. भाई
mm,
tour पे कैसा रहता my dad always tells me you need to go there, you have to play 2 practice games, right? चार चार दिन के 2 गेम
then get.
खेलो आप, उसमें बीच में ब्रेक रहता, फिर नेट्स करो, फिर उसके बाद आप टूर शुरू करते हैं। मगर अब टाइम नहीं है वैसा, लाइक
Mm,
जैसा हम लोग बोलते टाइम नहीं है, काम है, काम है, इन लोग का भी ऐसी है साइकिल 365 days they're playing cricket, so they don't have
yeah.
time for this kind of thing. But that's the ideal preparation, 1 or 2 matches. And look, Australia, I'm not saying they're taking this as a warm up or anything. They went, they prepared for this. They're going to play this, and then they're going to play the Ashes. So they have ideal preparation for the Ashes if you look at it. They're well prepared, even though it's a busy schedule. They still have worked their way around it. But because of India, because of the team, because of the board, whatever, they don't have that luxury of playing extra games and going. जब chance भी रहता था, तुम्हारे को याद है जब विराट कोहली कैप्टन था, उन्हें बोला था भाई नहीं खेलते हम वार्म अप गेम,
Yeah,
हम
yeah.
इंट्रा स्क्वाड खेलने वाले हैं, और फिर जाके
लग
they used to lose
इन,
as well, लग जाते
इंट्रा
थे।
लगा लेते.
Yeah, तो वो भी प्रॉब्लम होता था।
अफगानिस्तान बीट श्रीलंका. आई एम टेलिंग यू, गज्जू भाई, वॉच आउट फॉर अफगानिस्तान ना. बहुत जबरदस्त रिफॉर्म हुए. जरदन जरदान, क्या है उसका नाम, बॉय का 98 जो हमारा इब्राहिम जरदान.
Ibrahim,
उन्हें
baby,
भाई
baby.
टू मच है यार. उन्हें पुट्टे लाइक दे आर कमिंग टुगेदर. एंड लेग स्पिनर्स के तो भरे हुए 200 लेग स्पिनर आए वो कंट्री में.
Yeah.
देख के रहो. श्रीलंका preparation for World Cup has started off well as they lost first. Has started off well as they lost the first ODI to Afghanistan. England dominating. England का Ireland का छोड़ दो, वो net session है, वो छोड़ दो आप.
Yeah.
Sri Lanka has to work a lot on their game, and I think even Tikshana, these guys, they what I saw in the IPL, I wasn't happy. Only Patirana is
अरे
something
तीसरा
else.
चंदेला क्या कहीं कोई
बेकार भाई. उन्हें एक ही मैच भाई, फील्डिंग तो पूछ लो
फील्डिंग
किसको
बेकार
भी.
दिया है नो।
एंड बॉलिंग ऑल्सो पिटा उन्हें शुरू में 40 रन दिया. 4 overs 40 था उसका फर्स्ट स्टार्ट. भाई बहुत बेकार था. उन्हें द वे ही इज नोन टू बी इकोनॉमिकल एंड स्टफ. भाई नूर अहमद को देखो, पुट्टा रह के डोमिनेट कर दिया. बट डिफरेंट स्टाइल ऑफ बॉलिंग. इंडियन फास्ट बॉलर आफ्टर 2 months of labor versus Australian fast bowlers well rested, fit and ready. Go. I mean, see, uh, it's true, 2 months of labor, but they're still at least working. That's what I'm happy about. Intensive labor है भाई. दिन रात क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं भाई. आप कुछ भी करो, like क्रिकेट के मोमेंटम में है. I'm happy about that. It's not like they sat for 2 months doing nothing.
बस ये नहीं होना कि someone breaks down during the game, लग जाएंगे. That is the biggest worry that I have. Play with
होता है.
11, you lose, no problem, but like सब fit रहना.
ट्रू ट्रू ट्रू। रोहित गिल दोनों फ्लू होने वाले हैं। कोहली and Pujji will be the star of the final with some good cameos by
फ्लॉप
Rahane
होने
and
वाला है सर।
Jaddu. Flop होने वाले हैं, अच्छा।
नहीं भाई, I mean that's a, yeah, I mean that's how what he's
It's a
predicting.
very realistic, yeah, very
He's
realistic
predicting it. He's
perspective, yeah.
predicting it.
But he's not talking about the bowling. That's what I don't get. Like the last 10 years, they will fail in the finals, and they say process is more important than winning titles. We had a bad day. That's all. I don't like this approach. 100%। ये तो देखो भाई, दुनिया का निजाम है। कोई भी आप देख लो, मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड हर मैच जीती थी ओले के अंडर, और पूरे पुट्टे ट्विटर पे आके ये बोलते थे, वी हैड अ बैड डे, वील कम बैक नेक्स्ट। दैट्स व्हाट दे गोना ऑलवेज से। बट given the fact that they still reaching semifinals, finals, I'm looking at the more positive way of looking at it.
But
That
the thing
they're,
is, the process thing, I don't get it. Like if, like what England is doing, that is the process, right? If you
yeah,
play like
yeah,
that and you lose the final, whatever, I understand.
approach and stuff, yeah,
हमारा क्या है मालूम? We play a certain kind of style, like we did in
yeah.
Australia, and then suddenly we change it in the semi-final.
Hmm.
You go
Yeah,
defensive,
that's a
you become
problem. Yeah.
cautious, you become, your approach becomes like that. Whether it's one day T20 test, आपका approach ही वो हो जाता, आपका team selection पता नहीं क्या हो जाता. Last WTC championship, you got screwed because you announced the team a day before. You picked two spinners. एकदम से you went to the ground and पूरा बादल था. There was not even one spot of sunshine. The ball is swinging, but you said नहीं, हम नहीं change करेंगे team को, दो spinner खेलेंगे. So you, what process is it? Like I agree with them. There is not even a process. Like that's the problem. You go backwards when it's a pressure situation. I think more than anything, it's about handling a pressure situation, and that's been the problem. Right? Like yes, I think India's Test cricket, the process has been like the fast bowling. The bowlers have won new matches. They've got 10 wickets. मगर उसमें भी भाई कितने बार लग गए थे because tail को नहीं निकाले.
ट्रू। प्रोसेस का तो देखो भाई, मेरे हिसाब से देखो है नहीं है इंस्टेड, बट एटलीस्ट दे, I mean, the captains like Hardik Pandya, I think he's one who can probably implement it in the T20 thing, and they're getting youngsters and stuff, changing things faster. अब जो
But
बोले
I
थे
think
इंटरव्यू में बोला था रोहित शर्मा के भाई ऐसा ऐसा रहेगा, 20 मन का विंग रहेगा, देखना वो आगे जाके चलता नहीं चलता।
यही प्रॉब्लम है. आप like you start saying something and then suddenly you switch and you do something else, and that's not going to work, right? Like you have to think. अब England का क्या है, they've completely changed everything. They lose games. It's not like they haven't lost. New Zealand से हारे, right? जब
या
उन्हें फॉलो ऑन कर दिया था या कुछ करा था बेन स्टोक्स वहां पे विंटर में, एंड एक मैच साउथ अफ्रीका से भी हार गए थे, बट देव चेंज देयर स्टाइल एंड दे इवन इफ दे लूज दे कंटिन्यू टू
एक हार से मतलब एकदम मोमेंटम चेंज नहीं करे, पूरा
yeah,
माइंड
yeah,
माइंड नहीं चेंज
they've
करते,
changed their
इन्फ्लुएंस में हो
style of
जाते
playing.
आप।
And yeah, they changed the style of play, but that's not the thing. There's no fear of failure. The problem over here, there's fear of failure, and that is understandable. There's 1 billion people behind you and everything. That is completely understandable. But मैं यही बोल रहा हूँ कि like, of course, you will be frustrated if this kind of team you haven't won championship in 10 years or whatever it is. I think you will be disappointed, right? Like with
प्रॉब्लम
India.
है, लोग बिलीव फैक्टर का वो 11 या 15 या 20 का जो कैंप है उसमें रहना, रादर देन द 1 बिलियन को देखना। अब वैसा कोई कैप्टन मिलना जो हु विल बी लाइक 1 बिलियन को लाइट लो, 20 लोग अगर बिलीव करे या 15 लोग जो बिलीव करे प्रोसेस में, लेट्स जस्ट स्टिक टू इट, लेट्स नॉट चेंज। अब क्या होता, प्रेशर आया था, सोशल मीडिया आई थी, मीडिया आई थी, क्या कर रहे तुम ना बैगन के ये वो, बट वो एक आध दो विक्ट्रीज कंसिस्टेंटली आगे फिर वो बिलीव किक इन होती पब्लिक में। तो पब्लिक नीड रिजल्ट्स, दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम। एंड इंडियन क्रिकेट देयर सो लेस margin for error that a captain has to first stamp his authority in that team by getting a win, and then वो favoritism के battle आ रहे थे, उसके battle भाई politics बहुत है, हुआ कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते आप।
Yeah, and sometimes, bro, it's a matter of skill and think the other team being better than you. Like that's sometimes a matter of like that. Like
कभी yeah yeah
you remember India, like one period of time, they would never lose Asia Cup. They would never lose to Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and stuff like that in tournaments.
श्रीलंका तो याद हो गई थी मेरे को, 2000 अर्ली 2010 11
Yeah,
12
धोनी
उस
जब
तक
कैप्टन था, जब उन लोग नहीं हारते थे वैसा, like they only used to lose to the England, Australia type.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया।
But now like they're losing to other teams as well and stuff, and it could be that other teams
But
like
to be fair, also other teams have stepped up. Like you see in the recent times, like Afghanistan has been stronger. Sri Lanka has got a few batsmen and spinners under their wings. West Indies का तो छोड़ दो, Zimbabwe थोड़ा fight दे रही. So there are teams also that they are leveling up. Obviously, they understand cricket is harder. And England को ही देख लो आप, they're like now they have departments, right? Like test department, ODI department, T20। Australia को देख लो, they keep getting youngsters, कहीं ना कहीं BBL से ला लेते, उसको ला लेते। Pakistan is doing a good job. I mean, they probably don't do very well in bilaterals, but they have their ICC momentum kept. So even the opposition in the recent times they've got stronger. The only problem with India, old guard jaldi nahi marta. Old guard takes their time. वो generation को baton pass करना बहुत time लगता. Lots of I think Hardik Pandya, very frankly, I know you don't like him and stuff, but captaincy wise, I see this guy doing what he has a own way of like handling things. He doesn't
Uh,
care. You see
no,
that.
it's yeah. But for me, it's not about that. It's just like I don't think he's lived up to his potential as a cricketer.
Potential
As
as a
a
cricketer, but as like a leader, I'm saying he has it in him to shrug off things. Ah, मैं कर दे रहा हूँ ना बस. Like I
Yeah, I
think he
mean
has
he's
that.
done well in the IPL. So let's see if maybe he continues that for India. Then that would be good.
Smaxer, I think Rahane will score in both innings. That's a fair shot, but I think again, let's not expect too much from him. I
What
know
about
he shocked
Pujara?
us in the past, but yeah, Pujara is the only one you should actually expect because he's been playing county for too much. क्या करे भाई झक मारा रहे थे क्या करूं नहीं मारा तो वही बोलने वाले हैं.
I can
So yeah,
already vision next week first thing क्या बैगन ने 1 महीने से इंग्लैंड
दो
में
मैंने
क्या
इंग्लैंड में क्या कर रहा भाई
hey,
क्या रहे. I meant
Pucci
up
is
to a bat.
driving to he has a car and stuff. He's driving to practice and stuff. You saw that? Jaddu was
क्या रे
telling me,
भाई.
wow, Pucci bhai, khud ki gaadi. Pucci is becoming resident of England. He's driving around and everything.
I meant after a bad start, Rashid Khan Hassan both are injured. They could return for the last ODI. Afghanistan played without Rashid and Sweet Mango. छोड़ दो भाई Mangoes का पिक्चर बेचारा हो गया वो. Lanka cricket after Asia Cup has gone down drastically. Yeah, though thought they were coming up after winning it. Yeah, they were. I mean, in the T20 World Cup, थोड़ा अच्छे थे वो initial stages में, but then they just lost their way. But again, they just need a leader, I think, and they need proper commitment and stuff. कोच कौन है उन लोग का क्या आई डोंट नो हु इट इज है चैरवन देना ही है क्या या
नहीं
कौन
मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा आपको
कौन तो भी होगा बट या आई थिंक दे हैव गुड टैलेंट पतिराना एंड ऑल ऑफ दीस गाइस देयर टाइम लगेगा उन लोग को वापस आने के लिए semifinals finals is no achieve participation no achievement especially when BCCI is the richest I mean the money is not going to get you trophies it's not I mean it's not like see money is a part yes BCCI is the richest board it's not football where 200 countries are competing agreed but again like Mustafa said sometimes talent beats you sometimes skill beats you एंड आप जितना भी पैसा पंप कर लो भाई अब यूनाइटेड को देख लो 9.82 बिलियन खर्च लिए लास्ट 10 years में बट यू वॉन्ट गेट इट ऑलवेज राइट लाइक देयर स्किल देयर टैलेंट देयर टीम वर्क द राइट मैनेजर द राइट कोच वो सब मैनेजमेंट इश्यूज क्या करें बीसीसीआई इज द रिचेस्ट बट दैट्स द मोस्ट I shouldn't say it, but corrupted as well. There's so many problems. You see, वहाँ चितेन शर्मा जाके interviews में क्या there's a breakdown within the system. So the system has to get polished. The system has to create a process and be like, नहीं हम ना हमारे अंदर की बात करेंगे. We are family. We are united. You know. So there's a lot of things that go into these things. It's not just कि भाई आप गए मैच में 11 लोग खेल रहे पीछे नहीं इसको ना को खिलाओ उसको खिलाओ आपको क्या मालूम क्या हो रहा
मगर जो नैरेटिव रहता वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट में आप पूरे कमेंटेटर्स उठा लो जो भी है लाइक बोलते इंडिया क्या टैलेंट है तीन तीन टीम रख सकते हैं ये वो तो उस हिसाब से आपका एक्सपेक्टेशन रहता है एटलीस्ट दे शुड हैव वन 3-4 ट्रॉफीज इन द
Yeah.
लास्ट 10 इयर्स अब एक भी नहीं जीते तो आई थिंक दैट इज आई हैव टू एग्री दैट लाइक यू गॉट टू विन ट्रॉफीज इफ यू हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ
You
टैलेंट इन
have
एवरी
to win trophy, but I'm just saying like money automatically won't
It won't,
translate
it won't.
into
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. No, what you
Yeah.
said is completely right. I'm just saying, like, what the expectation of the fans are.
Yeah.
Because the narrative is that, right, India has the most talented, ये वो अपने पास बुमराह है, ये वो है. आप पूरा खड़ा करे force, बुमराह, शमी, सिराज, जो भी है, मगर you haven't really won. You lost in South Africa, bro. We
Yeah.
should have won that series last year. You lost in England. You're going to win. You drew 2-2. Yeah, Australia may cheat there, but that's you can't keep going on only one series. What about the big games? What about the thing? And this is why this year is very important, I think, for Indian fans for Indian cricket.
And also you see the 11 grit, right? The grit in the 11 that we had back in the day under Dhoni, Yuvraj Singh, these guys, they would fight. I mean, now you look at the 11 that we have now. Do you still feel that confident in the KL Rahul and these guys, Ishan Kishan? No, like I'm not making. I'm just comparing the two eras. Yuvraj Singh, Gautam Gambhir, और कौन थे यार वीरेंद्र
Gautam
सहवाग
Gambhir was
का
a different level beast
so
when
these
in
guys used to
finals.
take it upon them to win the matches. Dhoni was a match finisher, yes, but he never he as a captain he was a brilliant captain, but as a cricketer he doesn't have that many accolades. Like he doesn't know how much the hundreds, the fifties, but he got the whole team together. That is the beauty that Amazon. Yeah, he had fighters in his team. Like I don't know कौन बोले थे यार कौन से इंटरव्यू में धोनी के लिए जान देते थे लोग. Like they would Yuvraj Singh. It was Yuvraj Singh who said, like, I will throw myself for Dhoni because he used to give me bowling at the right times. He used to give me, bowling. He used to give the Gautam Gambhir would fight for him, and we saw everybody took it upon themselves that, bhai, ye jitana hai, bhai, ye kab jeetna hai, bhai. Everybody had that. ये एरा ऑफ क्रिकेट में आप देख लो, विराट कोहली में फायर दिखता बिकॉज उन्हें डिस्प्ले करता ऑब्वियसली, दैट इज, बट यू डोंट सी लाइक केएल राहुल, निशांत किशन, ऋषभ पंत, whoever is there, you don't see that flair, you don't see that tenacity कि अरे भाई इतना है तो जीत सकते, like you won't get that confidence that you got from Yuvraj and Gautam Gambhir and that 11 and 2011 whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like Siraj, Virat Kohli, these
I mean
guys.
they're showing it, but again कितना बताओ, खेल के बताओ, you know what I mean, like I can't put it much more clearer, but even Munaf Patel and these guys back in the day थे, but at least हाँ भाई करके हमारे ऊपर जिम्मन, it's not only a captain's game, that's what I'm gonna say. That's why don't bother Rohit Sharma that much. Hardik for me is a cameraman. Camera उस पे action behind camera पूरा अलग. What
भाई
Hardik for me
कैमरा
is
के पीछे क्या चल रहा है कैसा मालूम यार वो?
a cameraman. Camera उस पे action behind camera पूरा अलग. जो भी है भाई देखो, I mean he's not lived potentially as a cricketer again, but if he's a good leader, then it's an IPL and IPL final back to back speaks about his captaincy. Mangoes in England played for Leicester, went for 42 runs of his first match. फैज भाई यूनाइटेड के बहुत एग्जांपल्स दे रहे हैं आज कल के लिए, बहुत अरे भाई एक्साइटमेंट का स्ट्रेस हो रहा, अगर 60 मिनट संभाल लिए ब्रूनो आके मार दिया जीत जाते, नहीं तो
नहीं कल है
70
फाइनल नहीं?
वही तो है भाई.
Oh,
England lost to Bangladesh in
no,
2015 World Cup. They decided to change their white ball approach, identified and groomed players, and now hold ODI, WC, T20. Sorry, but Australia, England are clearly better than India. Yes, they are, but look at the management, ECB and ACB. Look how they take charge of that thing. You can't go against an ACB, or like they are in sync. Look at that thing. अब यहाँ BCCI पे उन्हें जाके इंटरव्यू दे दे रहा, इंजेक्शन ले रहे पुट्टे, तो यू सिंक देखो भाई, वो एक अथॉरिटी देखो, एक ग्रुप ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल स्ट्रक्चर देखो, यू नो
मगर उन लोग वो ये like it comes to a point that, like the thing was England they reached an all-time low. Even if you see Test cricket, right? If you remember,
yeah yeah
last year before Ben Stokes and McCullum were taken over, उसमें कौन था? Ashley Giles was the board of directors
board
and
of director,
the
yeah
captain was Joe Root, right? But they got smashed by West Indies. They got smashed at home by New Zealand. They got smashed by India. They're losing to India 2-1. They went to such an all-time low that they were forced to make a overall. India have always been competing. So the problem is this thing, भाई हम लोग सेमीफाइनल फाइनल पहुंचे, क्यों निकाले, क्यों चेंज करे मैनेजमेंट को, क्यों चेंज करे विराट कोहली को, क्यों चेंज करे रोहित शर्मा को, क्यों चेंज करे चेतन शर्मा को? We're still making semifinals, we're still consistent, we're competing. The thing was England, they went to bottom low, whether that was in 2015 where they got knocked out in the quarterfinals, or whether that is last year when they lost to all these teams before Ben Stokes took over.
True.
So they went to a bottom low. India haven't really, you could say maybe 2021 was really bad that they didn't make the semifinals, but that was a one-off. After that, they made the semifinals the next year. So that is the difference also. They forced England to do it and they did it.
And again, 1-2 man stepped up, 3 man stepped up, Morgan stepped up, kitte loga stepped up to make those things happen, right? It's like, it's not just going to be a effort. Like, I mean, that's exactly why Dhoni for me is like the greatest, because he took the structure, he shook it, and he said, "Baigan pakdo, meri baat nahi to kon bhi nahi." So that is what it is. Like, you have to, you used to see the authority he had on a chala to, like admi wahan bhai aap piche, KGF kind of feels. So, but like, I don't get that feel right now from any current captain or the players that I mentioned about responsibilities. So yeah, I think it's just like that. Mango Man उदास है, हम सब first class है. Mango Man आपका ही team का है गुज्जू भाई. Australian team in 2003 was the most dominating team. Mustafa hates that team. It looked like they were the only international. Yeah, I mean that was the worst era for cricket, man. It was like the women's cricket right now, like Meg Lanning is. I think
भाई
that's
मेरे
the worst.
को कितने की बार मैं मम्मा बोलते थे नहाने जाओ, मैं नहाने जाता था, लाइक बैटिंग शुरू हो रही इंडिया की, नहाने जाता, आता था
Out.
मगरा ठीक Sachin
Sachin,
walks to the
Sachin.
pavilion so many times. I hated that, man. Like the whole time was like that, the childhood. मगरा
Yeah.
ठीक Sachin, वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल भी तुम्हारे घर पे ही देखे थे, ऐसे ही हुआ
यार
था.
वही बात है, टॉप एज करके
Yeah.
मैं कॉटन बोल्ड करा था.
Bro, I'm sick tired of that thing. But you know, for me, like of course Australia, and they had a high level of skill. One team that I really liked was now that when I look at it, at that time we didn't like it, but the Pakistan team in the 90s, bro, that was a rocking team as well. Batting wise, bowling
They
wise,
were
they were really good, right?
they were rocking, but yeah, I think they were very good. I mean, Wasim Akar, Imran, Salim
Should
Malik,
be.
Salim Malik,
Why you?
Ejaz Ahmad.
Amir Suhail, say the number. Name a better opening
Ahmed
player, bro,
Sahar.
that you've seen. Huh?
Yeah.
चिन्नस्वामी में सन्नाटा था वो 96 में जब लोग मार रहे थे.
Steve Ticolo and कौन था केन्या का?
बहुत अच्छी टीम थी वो यार, पाकिस्तान
Yeah,
की भी. Apart from Faz, I think you will wrap it up. If you want,
yeah.
you can leave and I can wrap it up also.
If you can, because I it's like what 2 GB. Pura. Khair,
Yeah.
I'll stick for another question. Apart from Warner, no Australian player who will play in WTC final played. Oh, sorry. Apart from Warner, no Australian player who RW have played full IPL season. They are better prepared and 100%. I mean, koi, but Steve Smith is playing county, Labuschagne is playing. That's what makes it more amazing if India wins this WTC, because India is clearly under ready, or under, what do you want to say, prepared. But yeah, I mean, India can still, with this 2 week camp, they can still challenge. That's what I'm saying. That's the beauty of Indian cricket, that they can challenge on any surface in any condition. But yeah, again, it's gonna be a tough opposition, no doubt. Stark is gonna steam it in, but I still will believe with India. And yeah,
Steam it, baby. McCullum did the same thing in New Zealand when he took over captaincy in 2012 after SA bowled them out for 45 in a test. That was rock bottom for New Zealand. Yeah, exactly. They went through such a poor time that they had to do a major overhaul, which I don't think India have really reached yet. So that
almost
would be.
there. Almost there. I'm thinking, man, with KL Rahul.
Yeah, but yeah, let's see what is in store. We still have a few days now left. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, तो 4 दिन है. Plenty more to discuss, I think. And क्या वन लाख गच्चू भाई बोल रहे भाई मगरा वसीम सब ठीक है, पर तुमका कि बरबरे कोई नहीं सकता.
सेमीफाइनल में नहीं मारा था ना, नहीं, अरविंद डिसिल्वा मारा था 96 में.
डिसिल्वा मारा था फाइनल में, आई थिंक.
या 96 में. एंड देन राणा तुंगा, भाई क्या था उन्हें भी.
हाँ, तुंगा भी कालू वतन जयसूर्या क्रेजी टीम थी वो भी. They also changed cricket. But yeah, Faz, we'll catch each other very soon tomorrow,
Yeah,
hopefully, or
baby.
like leading up to the thing. We also have a lot of shots coming up, so do watch
Tomorrow
that.
the FA Cup, guys. Remember.
Yeah, we have the match tomorrow. But yeah, please do join us soon.
Like,
And
subscribe, share, and yeah,
yes,
everyone, please do follow. Short series आ रहे हैं, आने वाले हैं. कोहली इन लोगों का आएगा. Hopefully you guys like it, and yeah, give us your thing. Till then, yeah, so I'll see you, and I see you, and thank you for joining, everybody, and
thank
good
you.
night.